Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Krishnendu Pine. In this video, we are going to work out the 10 questions from the QMP part of the 2015 question paper of ISI MS QMS. In the previous two videos, I have solved all the 20 questions from ISI MS QMS 2015 QMA paper. So if you haven't checked that yet, please check it out. The link will be given in the description box. So let's begin. Question 1a. A set contains 2n plus 1 elements. Find the number of subsets of the set which contain at most n elements. So total number of elements are 2n plus 1. We have to get the number of subsets which contain at most n elements. So the set can contain 0 element, 1, 2, similarly can contain at most n elements. So from 2n plus 1 elements we have to find the number of ways so that we can choose from 2n plus 1 element. How can we choose? By 2n plus 1 C0 way. Similarly for 1 element can do this. For similarly for n element 2n plus 1 Cn ways. We have to find this sum. I am denoting this sum as S. Now this 2n plus 1 C0 can be written again as 2n plus 1 C 2n plus 1. You know, right, that NCR equal to NC n minus R for R equal to 0, 1, 2. You know this theorem, right? So here we can use this. So for this we can write this. For 2n plus 1 C1 we can write 2n plus 1 C 2n. Similarly we can write here 2n plus 1 C n plus 1. So if I add this and this, so we will get 2s equal to 2n plus 1 C0, 2n plus 1 C1 plus dot dot 2n plus 1 Cn plus 2n plus 1 Cn plus 1, 2n plus 1 Cn plus 2 plus dot dot 2n plus 1 C2n plus 2n plus 1 C2n plus 1. You know this sum is 2 to the power 2n plus 1. So 2s equal to 2 to the power 2n plus 1. So s equal to 2 to the power 2n. This is the answer. 1b. Given a equal to cos alpha sin alpha minus sin alpha cos alpha. We have to show that a to the power n equal to cos n alpha, sin n alpha, minus sin n alpha and cos n alpha. We can prove this using mathematical induction. Now for n equal to 1, for this a to the power n formula, we can get that a to the power 1 equal to, if we put n equal to 1, we will get the same matrix as a equal to this matrix, so which is true, right? So suppose a to the power m equal to cos m alpha sin m alpha minus sin m alpha cos m alpha. This is true. We have to prove same for a to the power m plus 1. If we can prove this, then it is proven by mathematical induction that a to the power n equal to this. Now we can write this as a to the power m into a to the power m equal to this one into a equal to this one. If you multiply this, you will get cos m alpha minus sin m alpha, which is cos m plus 1 alpha. Cos m alpha into sin alpha plus sin m alpha into cos alpha, which is sin m plus 1 alpha, minus sin m alpha cos alpha minus sin alpha cos m alpha, which is minus sin m plus 1 alpha. And similarly minus sin m alpha plus cos m alpha cos alpha, which is cos m plus 1 alpha. So we have proved that a to the power m plus 1 equal to this one. So by mathematical induction we can tell that a to the power n equal to the given one, cos n alpha sin n alpha minus sin n alpha cos n alpha. Question 2a. F is a function from R to R such that for all xy belongs to R, mod of fx minus fy is less equal to x minus y whole square. We have to show that f is constant. Now from here we can write that mod of fx minus fy divided by x minus y is less equal to mod x minus y. How we wrote that? If you divide both sides using mod of x minus y, you can get this. Now as x approaches y, this thing approaches to f dash x and this thing approaches to 0. As x approaches y, this thing approaches to mod fx. This is from the definition of differentiation. A modulus of a number is less equal to 0, so it must be equal to 0 for all x belongs to R. Now f dash is equal to 0, so you all know that f is constant. It is proved. 2b. Alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n are the roots of the equation x to the power n plus n ax minus b equal to 0. Then we have to show this alpha 1 minus alpha 2, alpha 1 minus alpha 3 dot alpha 1 minus alpha n equal to n into alpha 1 to the power n minus 1 plus a. So as alpha 1, alpha 2, alpha n, these are the roots of the equation. So we can write x to the power n plus n ax minus b equal to x minus alpha 1, x minus alpha 2 minus alpha n. We can write from a divided by x minus alpha 1, x minus alpha 2 dot x minus alpha n. Now take limit x tending to alpha 1. Alpha 1 is a root of this equation. So if we put as x tending to alpha 1, this the numerator tends to 0. Similarly, x minus alpha 1 as x tending to alpha 1, this denominator is also tending to 0. So it is a 0 by 0 form. We can use L'Hopital rule here. If we use this rule here, then derivative of the numerator is n x to the power n minus 1 plus na. Basic constant is 0 and this will be 1, and this side this is same. Put x equal to alpha 1 both sides, we will get n alpha 1 to the power n minus 1 plus na equal to alpha 1 minus alpha 2 dot alpha 1 minus alpha n. This is the thing we had to prove. Question number 3a. Integers are formed by taking one or more digits from the following. There are given 2 2s, 2 3s, 1 4, 2 5s, 1 6 and 1 7. So we have to take one or more digits from these given numbers. At first we have to find the number of distinct integers where the digits are non-decreasing for a one digit number. How many distinct one digit number can be chosen? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 6. For two digit numbers can be formed in two ways. One way is two different single digits, such as I am giving example 2 3, 2 4, 3 4, like this way. How many ways this can be done? 62. We are choosing two integers from 6 different integers. We are doing this combination because we are considering only 2 3, but 3 2 this is not required here because the digits are non-decreasing. So 62 equal to 50. And the other way is one pair of digits. There are total 3 pairs. There are pairs of 2, 3 and 5. So it is 3c1 equal to 3. Two digit numbers can be chosen, total 18. For 3 digit number, 3 different single digits. How many ways? Similarly 63, which implies 20. One pair and one different. How many ways can be done? This is, there are total 3 pairs, and after using any one pair we are remaining with 5 distinct integers. So this is 15. Total 3 digit numbers are 35. For 4 digit numbers, 4 different single digits, 64 equal to 15, 2 pairs, 3c2 equal to 3, 1 pair and 2 different digits. How many ways this can be done? We are choosing 1 pair in 3c1 ways into, after choosing 1 pair there are remaining 5 different integers, we can choose 5c2, which implies 30. So total ways 48. Selecting a 5 digit integer from these given numbers is same as selecting a 4-digit integer, because total are 9 integers here. If you wish, you can try, you will get the number of integers for 4 digits is equal to number of integers for 5 digits. Same for if we want to select an integer for 6 digits, it will be the same number of ways with 3 digits. For 7 it will be 2, for 8 it will be 1. With all the 9 digits we can produce only one such integer. Total number of integers we can produce so that the digits are non-decreasing are 2 into 1 digit, 2 digit, 3 digits, 4 digits, for 5 digit 48, 6 digits 35, 7 digits 18, 8 digits 6 are included, and for 9 digits it is 1. So this total is equal to 215. This question had a second part. We have to find where the digits are strictly increasing. So remember, when we are doing the first part, the digits are non-decreasing, we are considering the cases where the digits can appear in pairs, but here we will not consider them. We will consider only the cases where the digits are distinct. So for 1 digit, how many ways? 6. 2 digits, 62, which is equal to 15. 3, 63, 20, 4, 15, 5, 6, 1. We cannot produce an integer with more than 6 digits because there are only 6 distinct integers. If we try to generate an integer with these given digits, then the condition that the digits are strictly increasing will be violated. So the total number of integers where the digits are strictly increasing are 6 plus 15 plus 20 plus 15 plus 6 plus 1, which is equal to 63. This is the 3b. Determinant is given. We have to prove this determinant equal to this one. Do these operations. R1 dash, that means row 1 equal to R1 minus R2. R2 dash to R2 minus R3. R3 dash R3 minus R4. Then we will get x minus alpha, L minus x, m minus n, 0. 0, x minus beta, n minus x, 0. 0, 0, x minus y, 0, and here alpha, beta, y, 1. Now if we expand this determinant with respect to this fourth column, then we will get 1 into this determinant. This is upper triangular matrix, so its determinant is a product of the diagonal elements. This was given to proof, we have proved that. Question number 4a. We have to evaluate this integration I equal to integral 0 to 1 x equal to y equal to x2 over 2 minus x square. If we draw, this is actually circle, x square plus y square equal to 2, and this is y equal to x, straight line. The area which is given here is this one. This is x equal to 1. This point is 1, 1. We are using a transformation x equal to r cos theta, y equal to r sin theta. The value of r is over x square plus y square. The value of r varies from 0 to root 2, and value of theta varies from here to here, which is pi by 4 to pi by 2. We are using this transformation, so the Jacobian will be r. I think you know how to calculate Jacobian. Then this integration will be the value of theta will vary from pi by 4 to pi by 2, and r will be from 0 to root 2. Value of x is r cos theta into this Jacobian r. Dy dx will be r dr d theta where r is the Jacobian, and here it will be root over x square plus y square is equal to r. So after integrating, it will be r square by 2 0 to root 2 cos theta d theta, it is sin theta, pi by 4 to pi by 2, sin pi by 2 1, sin pi by 4 1 by 2. This is the answer. A is a n by n matrix such that Aij equal to 0 wherever I greater equal to j. In this matrix, all the diagonal elements are 0 and all the values here, they are also 0. So this is an upper triangular matrix whose all diagonal elements are also 0. All the eigenvalues are 0. So we can write here, if lambda is an eigenvalue of this matrix, lambda to the power n equal to 0 as the matrix is of order n, lambda to the power n equal to 0. Using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, we can write a to the power n equal to 0 as the matrix satisfies this equation. So we can write this using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, and we had to prove this one. We have proved it. 5a. F and g are given two functions where fx equal to e to the power minus x and g is the piecewise linear function, that is for any non-negative integer k, the function g is obtained on the interval closed k plus 1 open by connecting the points k fk and k plus 1 fk plus 1 with line set. We have to find the total area of the region which lies between the curves of f and g. We have to draw this first. This is e to the power minus x. This is f. This is the point 0 f0. And suppose this is x equal to 1. This is e to the power minus 1. This is the point 1 f1. So we are joining these 2 points. We have to find this area. We are doing this for only 0 f0 and 1 f1. We have to take the sum of the such areas. I have just drawn it to visualize the area, the region. You can see that if I name this is O, A, B, C, and suppose it is D. I am naming this curve as D. So the area OABC, I mean this looks like a trapezium. The area OABC is a trapezium like, and for any interval k to k plus 1, we have to find the area. For this trapezium, the area of this trapezium is, for this k plus 1 interval, the area of the trapezium is half into fk plus 1 into the length of this part is 1, k to k plus 1, so the length along the x axis is 1, so it is half. Fk means e to the power minus k plus e to the power minus k plus 1. We also have to find this part. This area we can find by integrate from k to k plus 1 e to the power minus x dx, which implies minus e to the power minus x, k to k plus 1 e to the power minus k minus e to the power minus k plus 1. Total area summation, the area of the trapezium, which is half e to the power k plus e to the power half e to the power minus k to the power minus k plus 1 minus e to the power minus k minus e to the power minus k plus 1. Value of k is from 0 to infinity. This is minus half e to the power minus k plus 3 by 2 e to the power minus k plus 1. So this is actually e to the power 0, that is 1 plus e to the power minus 1 e to the power minus 2, like this infinite series, plus 3 by 2 e to the power minus 1 e to the power minus 2 plus this infinite series. So this is equal to 1 minus e to the minus 1 plus 3 by 2 minus 1 minus e to the power minus 1. It implies 3 e to the power minus 1 minus 1 divided by 2 into 1 minus e to the power minus 1. This is the answer. 5b. For real numbers alpha beta, fx equal to alpha minus mod x whole square e to the power beta minus mod x whole square, where x is a real number. Now we have to find the values of alpha and beta for which f is continuous at all x, f is differentiable at all x. Now we are dividing fx in 3 parts. Where x is less than 0, fx equal to alpha plus x whole square e to the power beta plus x whole square. X is equal to 0, fx equal to alpha square e to the power beta square. Where x is greater than 0, fx equal to alpha minus x whole square e to the power beta minus x whole square. For x to be continuous, we have to check limit extending to 0 plus fx and limit extending to 0 minus fx, and with f0, if those 3 values are equal, then f is continuous. Limit extending to 0 plus fx is equal to, so for that we are using this one, alpha minus x whole square e to the power beta minus x whole square, which is equal to alpha e to the power b square beta, and limit extending to 0 minus fx, for that we are using this one, alpha plus x whole square e to the power beta plus x whole square, which is equal to alpha e to the power beta. So these 2 values are same, we can't distinguish any value for alpha beta from there, so we can conclude that for all alpha beta belongs to R, f is continuous at all x belongs to R. Now for differentiability, if f is differentiable, then for x less than 0, it will be f dash x 2 alpha plus x e to the power beta plus x whole square plus 2 alpha plus x whole square e to the power beta plus x whole square into beta plus x, which we can write 2 alpha plus x beta plus x plus 1 into alpha plus x into e to the power beta plus x whole square. Similarly, for x greater than 0, f dash x equal to minus 2 alpha minus x e to the power beta minus x whole square minus 2 alpha minus x whole square e to the power beta minus x whole square into beta minus x, which we can write as 2 alpha minus x e to the power beta minus x whole square. We can take minus common, which is equal to alpha minus x beta minus x plus 1. Now for x to be differentiable at x equal to 0, this value and this value has to be equal. So if we can write 2 alpha plus x beta plus x plus 1 into alpha plus x e to the power beta plus x whole square equal to minus 2 alpha minus x beta minus x plus 1 into alpha minus x into e to the power beta minus x whole square. This is at x equal to 0 we are doing, so this is 2 alpha beta plus 1 alpha e to the power beta square equal to minus 2 alpha beta plus 1 alpha e to the power beta square. Now e to the power beta square is not equal to 0 for any beta, so we can cancel out this from both sides. We can write alpha beta, we will solve and we can get alpha into alpha beta plus 1 equal to 0. So if f is differentiable, either alpha equal to 0 or alpha beta plus 1 equal to 0, which means alpha beta equal to minus 1. This is the value of alpha beta to f be differentiable at all x. 6a, we have to find the integration 0 to infinity beta by eta x minus mu by eta whole to the power beta minus 1 exponential minus x minus mu by eta whole power beta, where beta greater than 0, eta greater than. So at first we have to write this as limit, suppose a tending to infinity 0 to a, because that was an improper integral. To calculate we should write this way. Now let x minus mu eta whole power b, this equal to suppose z, then after differentiating we'll get beta x minus mu by eta whole power beta minus 1 into 1 by eta dx, which is equal to dz, and the value of x and z will be, for x 0, z will be minus mu by eta whole power b. For a it will be a minus mu divided by eta whole power b. So I equal to integral minus mu by eta whole power b, a minus mu by eta power b, where limit a tending to infinity. Now this part beta by eta x minus mu by eta whole power b minus 1 dx, it is given here, so we can only write exponential of minus z dz. Value of the integration is minus e to the power minus z, limit a tending to infinity. Now if we put the value of these two, and as limit a tending into infinity, this part, that minus e to the power minus a minus mu by eta whole power beta e to the power, that will be tending to e to the power minus infinity, which is 0. So we are neglecting that and we are writing only this e to the power minus mu by eta whole power b. This is the answer. 6b, gx equal to given x to the power 6 minus x to the power 5 plus x square minus x plus 3, where x is a real number. Take x square common from x to the power 6 and x square, we can write x to the power 4 plus 1. Similarly minus x, after taking minus x common we can write x to the power 5, and from x to x we can write this plus 3. So if you take x to the power 4 plus 1 common from these two, we will get x square minus 1, take x common, so we can write it x minus 1 plus 3. Now for x greater than 1, gx is positive, because then this term is positive, these two are automatically positive, so this is positive. If x is less than 0, then also this is negative, x will be negative, x minus 1 is negative, so if we multiply these two, this will be positive, x to the power 4 plus x to the power 4 plus 1, this is positive, so then this total will be again positive. For x equal to 0, this is total 0, gx equal to 3, which is positive. Similarly for x equal to 1, gx is equal to 3, positive. We have to just check for this interval x belongs to only for this interval 0, 1. Now let y equal to x into 1 minus x for this interval 0 to 1. Differentiate y with respect to s, we will get y dash equal to 1 minus 2x. 280 with 0, we will get x equal to half, and for y double dash it is minus 2, which is less than 0. So y is maximum at x equal to half. So y is equal to 1 by 4. We can write x 1 minus x, it is maximum at x to the power half, which is less than equal to 1 by 4. We can write this. X is from 0 to 1, so we can write this from 0 less than equal to x to the power 4 less than 1, and we can write 1 less than equal to x to the 4 plus 1 less than 2. Now if we multiply these two, then we will get x 1 minus x, x to the power 4 plus 1, it is less than 2 into 1 by 4, which is half. X minus 1 x to the power 4 plus 1. We are taking minus out, so the sign will be changed here and there will be minus half. Add 3 here, 3 plus x minus 1, x to the power 4 plus 1, 3 minus half, which is 5 by 2. This is for x belongs to 0 to 1. This term is actually gx. So gx is greater than 5 by 2 for x belongs to 0 to 1. 7a. We have to find the sum of the infinite series 1 by 1 into 2, 1 into 3, 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 plus 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus. Now this is actually half plus 1 by 2 into 4 plus 1 by 2 into 4 into 6. We can write it summation I equal to 1 to infinity 2 to the power I into I factorial. How I am writing this? For this term I equal to 1. So this is 2 to the power 1 into 1 factorial, which is 2. For this is I equal to 2. So this is 2 to the power 2. 2 and from 4 we are taking 1 2. So there is 2 to the power 2 and 2 factorial. 1 into 2, 2 factorial. Similarly here 2 into 4 into 6. Take 2 common from each number. So it is 2 to the power 3. And this is 1 into 2 into 3, 3 factorial. So this is actually this. Now we know that e to the power x equal to summation I equal to 0 to infinity x to the power I divided by I factorial. So we can write this as I equal to 1 to infinity x to the power I divided by I factorial plus 1. Put x equal to half. Then it will be e to the power half equal to have summation I equal to 1 to infinity half to the power I into 1 by I factorial plus 1. So summation I equal to 1 to infinity 1 by 2 to the power I into I factorial is equal to the power half minus 1. This is the answer. 7b. We have to prove that 1 is less than equal to 0 to 1. E to the power x square dx is less than e. Now draw e to the power x square. This is the point 0, 1. This is the point 1 e. This is e to the power x square. This is x equal to 1. This is 0, 0 point. Now give name O, A, B, C, D, E. Now from this picture we can see that area of the rectangle OADE, that means this area, is less than area OABE, that means this total area, which is less than area OABC, the total rectangle. You can see that from this. So what is area OADE? This is a rectangle where one side is of length 1 and the other side is of length 1. So area is 1 into 1. For this area OABE, this is from 0 to 1 y dx, y equal to the power x square dx is less than area OABC. OABC, where this side is of length 1 and this side, this is 1 e point, so this side is of length e. So the area is 1 into e. So this is equal to 1 less than 0 to 1 e to the power x square dx less than e. This we have to prove. 8a. We have to find two positive integers such that their sum is equal to k. So suppose one is x, the other one is y. Total sum is k. They satisfy the property that the product of cube of the first number and square of the second number yields the maximum positive value. So one is x, the other one is k minus x. The product of x cube of the first number and square of the second y square. We have to find the maximum value. For the maximum value of this term, we have to find the value of x and y here. So we can write here x cube, y is k minus x, we can write k minus x whole square. Now differentiate p with respect to x, we get 3x square k minus x whole square minus x cube into 2k minus x. If we equate it with 0, we'll get x square k minus x 3k minus 5x equal to 0. So we have x equal to either 0 or x equal to k or x equal to 3k by 5. Now d2p dx2 differentiate dp dx with respect to x again. We'll get, now for x equal to 0 we are getting d2p dx2 equal to 0, so we can't say anything. For x equal to k, d2p dx2 is equal to minus k square into 3k minus 5k, which is equal to minus 2k, which implies 2k cube. This is positive, so we will not get the maximum value for p. For x equal to 3k by 5, d2p dx2 equal to minus 5 into 3k by 5 whole square into k minus x, which is 2k by 5, which is less than 0. So for maximum value of p, we are getting x equal to 3k by 5 and the other one is y equal to 2k by 5. These are the values of x and y. 8b. A cylindrical vessel of volume 25 plus 1/7 cubic meter, which is open at the top, is to be manufactured from a sheet of metal. Find the dimension of the vessel so that the amount of sheet is least possible. So let radius of the vessel is r meter, height is h meter. So the volume is pi r square h, which is given 25 on 7. Solve this easily. We are taking pi equal to 12 by 7. We can write r square h 176 by 7, r square h equal to 8, h equal to 8 by r square. Total amount of sheet which we need is equal to 2 pi rh plus pi r square. Why pi r square? Because we have to only take the part which is at the bottom, as the top part is open. 2 pi r into h is 8 by r square plus pi r square, so we can take pi as common. 16 by r plus r square. Now ds dr is equal to pi minus 16 by r square plus 2r. If we take this equal to 0, we will get r cube equal to 8, which implies r equal to 2. d2 dash dr2 will get pi 16 by 16 into 2 by r cube plus 2. At r equal to 2, d2s dr2 is positive, so s is minimum at r equal to 2. So for least possible amount of sheet, the radius of the vessel is 2 and h height is 8 by r square, which is 8 by 4 to 2. So radius is 2 meter, height is 2 meter. 9a. A equal to 163 digits. B equal to 1 plus 10 plus 10 square plus 10 to the power 6. So we can write this as first term into 10 to the power, total 7 terms are here, 7 minus 1 divided by 10 minus 1, 10 to the power 7 minus 1 by 9. C equal to 1 plus 10 to the power 7 plus 10 to the power 14 plus dot 10 to the power 56. 1 into, how many terms are here? Total 9 terms. So you can write 10 to the power, which common ratio is 10 to the power 7 whole power 9 minus 1 divided by 10 to the power 7 minus 9, which is 10 to the power 63 minus 9 equal to 10 to the power 7 minus 1. So B into C, we can write 10 to the power 7 minus 1 divided by 9 into 10 to the power 63 minus 1 divided by 10 to the power 7 minus 1. We will get 10 to the power 63 minus 1 divided by 9. 9 we can write 10 minus 1. Now this sum is actually 1 plus 10 square plus dot 10 to the power 62, which is actually 163 digits, which is eventually A. So we have proved that A equal to BC. 9b. ABC are distinct non-zero real numbers. The root of the equation are equal. We have to show that ABC are harmonic progressions. As the roots of these equations are equal, so the discriminant is BC minus A whole square minus 4 into AB minus C into CA minus B is equal to 0. You can write it B square C square minus 2CA plus A square minus 4CA. We are just expanding this to this is B square C square minus 2A B square C plus A square B square minus 4A square BC plus 4C square A square plus 4A B square C minus 4A B C square equal to 0. As A, B, C are non-zero real numbers, so we can divide these with A square B square C square. So after dividing with A square B square C square, this term becomes 1 by A square minus 2 by CA plus 1 by C square minus 4 by BC plus 4 by B square plus 4 by CA minus 4 by AB equal to 0, which is 1 by A square plus 4 by B square plus 1 by C square minus 4 by AB minus 4 by BC plus 2 by C equal to 0. This we can write as 1 by A minus 2 by B plus 1 by C whole square. 1 by A minus 2 by B plus 1 by C equal to 0, which implies 1 by A minus 1 by B equal to 1 by B minus 1 by C, which implies that A, B, C are in harmonic progression. 10a. Find the number of 5-digit numbers greater than 40,000 that can be formed from the digits 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 when no repetitions are allowed. The first digit will be either 4 or 5. So for 4, after 4 there are 4 places remaining and the available integers are 0, 1, 2, 3, 5. From 5 we have to choose any 4 and they can be in any order. So we can do this as in the 5p4 ways, which is equal to 5 factorial by 1 factorial, which is equal to 120. Similarly for 5, 4 places are remaining, we have to choose 5p4 ways, which is equal to 120. So total number of 5-digit numbers which is greater than 40,000 that can be formed from these digits when no repetitions are allowed are 240. 10b. Gx equal to 3 plus x whole power n and gx equal to a0 plus a1x plus an x to the power n. Given summation aj j equal to 0 to n is equal to 4096. We have to find the value of n. Now here put x equal to 1, then we will get 4 to the power n equal to a0 plus a1 plus an, which is given 4096. 4096 is 4 to the power 6, so n is equal to 6. Second one is to find the largest coefficient aj. For the coefficient ai, you can write ai equal to 6ci 3 to the power 6 minus I, where I equal to 0, 1 up to 6. So a0 equal to 6c0 3 to the power 6, which implies 729. a1 equal to 6c1 3 to the power 5, which implies 1458. a2 is 6c2 3 to the power 4, which implies 1215. a3 is 6c3 3 to the power 3, which implies 540. a4 is 6c4 3 to the power 2, which implies 135. a5 is 6c5 3 to the power 1, which is 18. a6 is obviously c6 3 to the power 0, which is 1. Largest coefficient is this one, 1458. This is the answer. So we have completed this paper, MS QMB 2015 paper. I hope this helped you, and in the next video we will work out the CMI 2018 paper, so stay tuned for that. If you like this video, please press the like button. If you have not subscribed yet, please press the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. You will get the notification whenever I upload new videos, and share this among your friends who is appearing for these exams this session. See you in the next one. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.